My beloved child, pause right here. Stop scrolling. Let your finger rest. Do you think you stumbled into this moment by chance? Heaven whispers to you now that there are no accidents in the realm of the divine. This sacred message has been intercepted, delayed, and blocked 3 separate times before reaching your eyes. Yet here you sit, breathing the same air as these holy words. Why? Because the Father himself leaned down from his throne and declared, "Release it now. Let my beloved see what was always meant for them." Something deep within your soul has been stirring lately, hasn't it? Waves of unexplained emotion washing over you like gentle tides. You've sensed an emptiness, a missing piece that belonged to your story, but hadn't yet found its way home. This is that piece. This is the moment when heaven's puzzle completes itself in your life. Archangel Michael stands beside you in this very instant. Her presence isn't a whisper in the wind. It's a golden trumpet blast declaring your season of receiving has begun. She speaks into the atmosphere around you, saying, "Child of light, this treasure was written in heaven's ledger before your first breath. It was delayed, it was hidden, it was even stolen from view. But nothing sealed by divine love can remain lost forever. You've walked through seasons where those you called friends were the very ones quietly erasing your name from blessing lists. They offered smiles like currency while their hearts counted the cost of your joy. Behind closed doors, they whispered prayers that your breakthrough would never break through. But heaven kept your name written in letters of fire. They could dim the light, they could build walls around it, they could speak against it with forked tongues, but they could never extinguish what God ignited for you. And now the Father says, unwrap it, behold it, embrace it. Every fiber of its essence belongs to you. This isn't merely a message floating through digital space. This is a divine delivery, wrapped in words that carry the very breath of eternity. What you're receiving now is heaven peeling back the veil from something that has carried your name written in stardust since before time began. It's a covenant returning to its rightful owner. A blessing so perfectly designed for the contours of your life that you'll marvel at how you survived without it. Don't step away from this sacred encounter, because what I'm about to reveal will explain why heaven permitted 3 blockages and why this final release carries magnitude beyond your original petition. My precious one, lean your heart closer to mine. These words aren't scattered seeds for any random soil. They aren't generic encouragement for the masses. They are arrows of hope aimed directly at the one heaven has been circling like a protective eagle for days upon days. That one is you. Do you understand why this message was blocked 3 times? The blessing it carries weighs too much for casual observers to witness. The enemy of your destiny knew that if these words found their way to your spirit, if you caught even a glimpse of what was approaching your doorstep, you would walk with unshakable confidence that could move mountains. So darkness conspired to cover it, redirect it, bury it beneath layers of interference. They hissed, "Don't let them see their inheritance." But God rose from his throne and said, "No more." There was a gathering in the unseen realm with your name as the only item on heaven's agenda. Angels formed a circle. Archangel Michael stepped forward, her voice like crystal bells ringing truth. She said, "Father, they have waited through endless nights of questions. Their faith has been tested in fires and emerged as pure gold. The time has come." And the Almighty replied with thunder that shook the foundations of eternity. "Release every gate. Remove every obstruction. Let them see their miracle now." That's why you feel this peculiar pull in your chest right now. That beautiful mixture of wonder and holy trembling. Your spirit recognizes the sound of breakthrough approaching faster than your mind can process. This isn't a small gift or random encouragement. This is the very thing you thought might never materialize. The dream you whispered in prayers that only heaven heard. The provision you would have settled for less than if the Father hadn't delayed you until this appointed moment. Beloved child of the Most High, you must grasp this truth. When God allows delays, it's never to deny you. It's to multiply what you're about to receive. If this had arrived the first time you asked, It would have blessed you, but it wouldn't have carried completeness. If it had reached you the second time, it would have satisfied your need, but it wouldn't have carried the overflow you're about to witness. It had to be blocked 3 times so that by the time it landed in your hands, it would be too vast to fit into the small container you once prepared for it. Archangel Michael whispers, "My child, don't avert your gaze from this moment. Every second you remain present here, heaven opens another door marked with your name. Every heartbeat you stay in alignment, another piece of abundance attaches itself to your portion. Here's what heaven wants you to know. Someone once attempted to claim this blessing as their own. They spoke your name in rooms where they had no authority. They smiled in your presence while secretly hoping the delivery truck would turn around and park at their address instead. But God saw every scheme. He marked every intention. He declared, 'What I have inscribed for them cannot be transferred to another signature.' That's why your name remained untouchable, even when your reputation faced attacks. That's why the blessing now carries compound interest from every day it was held in heaven's vault. You are standing in the moment the Father orchestrated from before creation. Don't scroll away. Don't treat this as just another video. You haven't heard the final movement yet. And it's the movement where I reveal how this miracle will manifest, and the sign you'll witness tonight that confirms heaven has already begun moving on your behalf. My treasured one, remain here in this sacred space. Don't rush past what the Father wants to plant deep in your spirit. What I'm about to speak will follow you long after this screen goes dark. It will walk through your front door before sunset. It will sit beside you when the house grows quiet. It will become the answer to questions you've carried in silence for years. I see you leaning in, and heaven sees it too. That small movement of your heart toward hope. That tiny spark inside whispering, "Could this really be for me?" Yes, beloved, it is specifically, intentionally, divinely for you. This message didn't wander here by accident. You didn't find it because you were bored or restless. You are here because there was a specific appointment written into your story, a holy intersection, and the clock of eternity has just struck that sacred hour. Archangel Michael draws even closer now, her presence like a shield of light surrounding your spirit. She has been walking the perimeter of your life for days, standing guard over something that has been traveling toward you through heavenly realms. Each time a shadow tried to cross the boundary line, each time doubt attempted to whisper lies, each time circumstances rose up like giants to convince you this would never happen, she drove them back with her sword of truth. She fought battles for you in dimensions you will never see. When the final attempt was made to block this blessing for the 4th time, she struck the ground with her weapon and declared, "No more delays. Send it now." And heaven thundered its agreement. That's why your spirit has felt restless today. Why you've been catching your breath for no apparent reason. Why your mind has been drifting to thoughts you can't explain. Why certain songs, certain phrases, certain moments have been echoing in your chest like church bells. It's because the atmosphere around you has shifted. The very air is making room for what's approaching. You need to understand this truth. What is coming will not knock politely on your door. It will enter like a flood of light, filling every shadowed corner. It will not ask if you're ready because heaven has already declared your readiness. It will feel sudden, but it will be the culmination of every tear you've cried, every quiet act of faith, every moment you chose forgiveness over bitterness. The blessing carries your name, not just the name people call you here on earth, but the name heaven calls you, the name written in light before your first breath. When the Father saw you before time began, He wrote this moment into your life's symphony. It was always meant to find you, but it could only arrive when your heart was spacious enough to hold it without fear. Archangel Michael speaks now. My child, tonight you will know heaven has moved. It may not look like the complete picture yet, but you will feel the shift. You will witness a small sign that will make your spirit leap like a child recognizing their parent's voice. It might be a conversation that emerges from nowhere. It might be a message, a gesture, a door that suddenly opens after being locked for seasons. When it happens, you will remember these words, and you will know heaven is in motion. Nothing can stop it now. And there's more, beloved. The very people who once turned their faces away from you will hear about this blessing. Some will not understand how it happened. Some will wonder why heaven chose you and not them. But they will not be able to deny the evidence. Your life will carry the glow of heaven's favor. The story will tell itself without you needing to explain a single word. So don't pull away now, precious child. Stay in the river of what heaven is releasing. The next words you hear will reveal why the wait was so long, and why the blessing had to be blocked 3 times before being allowed to reach you. The Father says, "My beloved, listen with every fiber of your being. If you've been waiting for a clear sign, if you've been wondering why waves of emotion have been washing over you without explanation, this is your answer. This is why your spirit has been stirred, why your dreams have felt so vivid, why even the smallest things have been bringing tears to your eyes. 3 times this message tried to reach you. 3 times the blessing was prepared, wrapped, and ready for delivery. 3 times the answer was already in motion, yet the gates remained closed before it could pass through. You might think it was random delay, but heaven declares, "No, my child, it was divine protection." The first time it was sent, there were people too close to you who would have poisoned the joy before you could even taste it. They smiled in your presence, but their spirits could not celebrate what heaven wanted to give you. So the angels stepped in and drew a veil over the moment, hiding it until the wrong eyes were turned away. The second time it was sent, you were still healing from wounds no one could see. If it had arrived then, you would have doubted it, questioned it, maybe even rejected it, because you didn't feel worthy to receive something so beautiful. So heaven whispered, "Wait a little longer. Let them breathe. Let them grow. Let them remember who they are." The third time, my precious one, the third time it was sent was the closest it ever came to reaching you. The package was in your spiritual hands. Not one you could see with physical eyes, but one your soul could feel. Just as you were about to unwrap it, an unexpected storm rose up. The kind of distraction that tries to convince you heaven has gone silent. But it had not gone silent. It was watching, shielding, keeping the blessing safe from being shattered before it even touched your life. Now the time is different. Now the angels are not guarding it from a distance. They are carrying it directly to you. Their wings spread wide like banners of victory, their pace steady and unshakable. There is no fourth block. There is no turning back. I see you, beloved. You who have been overlooked in rooms where you should have been celebrated. You who have smiled for others even when your own heart was breaking. You who have been a safe harbor for others but have rarely found safe harbor for yourself. This is why heaven is moving now. This is why Archangel Michael says, "My child, I will stand watch over your threshold tonight. I will not let the shadow of what hurt you before step inside again. This time when the blessing enters, it will remain. You might think it will come in some dramatic, unmistakable way, but listen closely. Heaven moves in both the thunder and the whisper. Sometimes it is a trumpet blast that shakes the foundations. Sometimes it is a gentle knock that opens into a room you never knew existed. Pay attention tonight. Pay attention to the small moments, the text you didn't expect, the sudden thought that feels like it's not even yours, the memory that surfaces and warms you instead of wounding you. That is the breath of heaven touching your life. This blessing is not just a gift, it is a turning of the page. The old chapter will not call you back anymore. The old wounds will not reopen. The people who once doubted you will see you walking in something they cannot explain. And it will not be pride that fills your heart. It will be gratitude. The kind of gratitude that brings you to your knees because you will know this could only have come from God. My precious child, don't rush away from this word. Don't treat it as another thing you scrolled past. The very fact you're still here means your spirit is hungry for what heaven is trying to feed you. Stay. Let this sink deep. The same God who kept you in the waiting is the God who is releasing this blessing now. And no one, not even you, can stop it anymore. My beloved, don't move away from this moment. If your finger even thought of scrolling, pull it back. There's a reason your eyes are here right now. Do you think it's coincidence that you found this exact message on this exact day at this exact second? No, this is heaven's timing. This is the alignment that angels wait for. The alignment where your heart, your prayer, and God's answer all meet in the same sacred space. You must understand why this message was blocked before. The gift it carries is too valuable to be planted in the wrong season. Have you ever planted a seed too early? It doesn't matter how rich the soil is. If the frost hasn't passed, the seed won't survive. And heaven refused to let your blessing be frozen. There were people in your life, people you even trusted, whose presence would have contaminated the purity of this gift. Some smiled in your face, but the sound of your breakthrough would have made their hearts bitter. Some clapped for you in public, but in private, they would have schemed to steal the very thing God was giving you. So the angels blocked it not to punish you, but to preserve you. This is where it becomes deeply personal, because now every barrier is crumbling. Every unseen wall is cracking. Archangel Michael herself has been assigned to stand guard over the doorway of your life. When heaven assigns Gabriel to a task, it means the delivery is final. No interception, no return to sender. It is coming. I see you in my spirit, precious one. You've been tired lately. Not the kind of tired a night's sleep can fix, but the kind that comes from holding on too long with too little strength. You've been saying, God, I'm still here, but I don't know how much longer I can do this. Heaven's reply is, you don't have to do this much longer. I am stepping in. The blessing that's on its way is not small. It will reach into multiple areas of your life. It will heal something you stopped talking about. It will restore something you thought was gone forever. It will answer questions you've been carrying in silence. And it will confirm that every tear you've cried in private was seen by the Father. Tonight, yes, tonight, you will begin to feel the shift. It may come as peace so deep, you won't be able to explain it. It may come as an opportunity that seems too perfect to be coincidence. It may even come as a person walking into your life with words that sound like they came from your own prayers. Don't dismiss it. Don't doubt it. Lean in. I have to say this again because someone needs to hear it twice. This is not for everyone. It's not a general word. It's not a recycled blessing. This is targeted, personal, specific. Your name is engraved on it. The angels have carried it with instructions to deliver only when you are ready. And today, heaven has declared, you are ready. The Father says, my child, stay close to me in these next hours. Keep your heart open. Keep your spirit awake, because what has been kept from you 3 times is now being handed to you without delay. No one else can take it. No one else can claim it. It was meant only for you. My treasured one, pause here. Don't let your attention slip away. The fact that you're hearing these words means heaven has already made a move on your behalf. You must hear every part of this, because if you miss even a line, you might miss the exact confirmation God sent to keep you steady until your promise arrives. You've been waiting, not for days, not even for months, for years. A part of you has been holding on to something you couldn't put into words. A hope you carried silently, even when it made no logical sense. That wasn't stubbornness. That was your spirit remembering what God spoke over you before you were even born. The reason this message was blocked 3 times before is simple. The time wasn't right, and your circle wasn't clean. Some of the people around you had hearts that didn't match their words. They called you friend while secretly praying you'd never surpass them. They said, I'm happy for you, while measuring how to step into the space God made for you. Heaven saw every whisper, every look, every hidden intention. So the angels held this back until those people could no longer access your season. Archangel Michael herself has been walking the borders of your life, clearing the ground. It's as if heaven fenced you in, not to trap you, but to protect you from spiritual thieves. The blessing about to land is too precious to be exposed to casual hands. That's why the delay wasn't a denial. It was a shield. I feel this so strongly. In the last week, you've noticed small signs, moments that made you pause, a song at the right time, a phrase in a conversation that felt like it was meant only for you, a dream that lingered in your mind even after you woke up. Those weren't random. Those were heaven's way of warming your heart, letting you know the delivery is close. And child, this is not a partial answer. This is not a just enough blessing. This is full circle. This is God returning to you what was stolen, plus interest. Think about that interest. You didn't just survive the delay, you built a deeper well. Now, when this comes, you'll have the capacity to hold it without losing yourself in the process. There's also something I need you to catch. Someone has been speaking your name in places you've never stepped foot in, rooms you didn't know existed, tables you were never invited to. But instead of harm, this time, it's for your good. Because God replaced the wrong voices with the right ones. And now, the sound of your name is being carried by favor, not jealousy. Even as you sit here listening, the atmosphere around you is shifting. The angels are positioning people, aligning conversations, and softening hearts so that nothing stands in the way. It's like watching the final pieces of a puzzle snap into place after years of searching. Hear me clearly. This is not a blessing you will have to beg for. You won't have to twist yourself to earn it. You won't have to shrink so others can feel comfortable. This will come to you without compromise. And when it does, it will fit so perfectly, you'll wonder how you ever thought you could live without it. The Father says, "My child, the delivery is in motion. What was blocked 3 times is now unstoppable." The angels are not asking for permission anymore. They are moving with the full authority of heaven. All I need from you is this: stay open, stay grateful, stay ready. Because in the hours ahead, you will see the first evidence. And once it starts, it won't stop until the fullness has been placed in your hands. My beloved, lean in closer. Don't treat this moment like just another thing you scrolled past. The reason your heart feels heavier right now, the reason your eyes are fixed on these words without wanting to look away, is because heaven is speaking directly to you. What I'm about to tell you is not for the crowd. It's not for the many. It's for you and you alone. You've been in a quiet season where not many could see the battles you've been fighting. It wasn't silence by choice. It was silence designed by God. A place where you could heal, where you could learn to hear His voice without all the noise of opinions and expectations. You may have felt hidden, but child, hidden is not forgotten. Hidden is protected. Hidden is preserved until the right moment. This moment right now is when the lock turns and the door swings wide. For weeks, months, even years, there has been movement in the unseen. Meetings you didn't know about, shifts in the spirit you couldn't have caused. In those movements, your name kept showing up. Even in rooms where you didn't know you were being discussed, the sound of your name stirred something in the hearts of those listening, because God Himself placed your name there. Archangel Michael has been standing guard over what is meant for you. You've had enemies you never saw, smiles in your face, words that felt sweet. But behind those smiles was strategy, and behind those words was envy. That's why this message was blocked 3 times. It wasn't ready to be released until every wrong hand was removed from your promise. God didn't want you to step into this season with shadows trailing you. So He waited. He waited until your table could be set without the presence of those who only came to watch you eat, not to celebrate with you. Child of the Most High, you have been tested not to prove your weakness, but to strengthen your readiness. There are things you prayed for years ago that you couldn't have held then because your heart would have been too eager to share with people who couldn't be trusted. Now you've learned. Now you've grown. Now you can receive without needing applause. Here's what heaven is saying in this exact moment. The blessing is not on its way anymore. It's here. You are standing on the threshold. One small step forward and your feet will touch ground you've been dreaming of. And once you do, you'll realize why the wait felt so long. It's because God wasn't just preparing the blessing, He was preparing you for the blessing. Even now, Gabriel is bending low beside you, speaking into your spirit, reminding you that the door you're about to walk through cannot be shut by human hands. No betrayal, no jealousy, no delay can undo what's already been sealed with God's own word. This is your confirmation. The tension you felt in the last few days, the unusual signs, the random thoughts of hope that came out of nowhere. All of it has been heaven's way of saying, it's time. When it happens, it won't be slow. It will be sudden, like rain breaking a drought. One moment you'll still be remembering the old prayers, and the next you'll be standing in the answer. People will wonder how it happened so fast. You'll know the truth. It wasn't fast. It was prepared long before it arrived. So, child, stay still for just a little longer. Don't rush this. The same God who kept it safe for you will also make sure you receive it without struggle. And when you do, remember this. It was meant only for you. That's why it had to be blocked 3 times, so it could come to you untouched, unspoiled, and undeniable. If you believe in the power of divine timing, if you feel the truth of these words resonating in your spirit, type Amen, or Yes, God, or I receive it. Your declaration of faith activates heaven's response. This is your moment. This is your miracle. This is your divine appointment with destiny.